YouTubers, both small and large alike. But I really want to focus on our smaller content creators with the information that I'm about to give this morning. Um, as we all know, TikTok is about to um, be shut down. With less than 24 hours, they're getting ready to shut down. Now, you got some people that was holding out to see whether or not they would get rescued. Let's look at this. TikTok actually provide a large portion of their creators some good income, especially when it comes to shorts, because with YouTube, shorts don't pay like they do on TikTok. So we're getting ready to have a massive wave to hit YouTube. And for my small content creators, you better be ready to take advantage of this wave. Get as informational as possible as you can if you don't understand the system. This is why those evergreen videos I've been putting up will now come into start building a lot of attention. Because what's going to happen? A lot of people who aren't already on YouTube that are on TikTok are going to start migrating to other platforms because they got to try to replace their income, right? It's getting ready to be big, y'all. Now, so it is a political thing, as far as the United States, but you got to think about it. Even at that, the United States want control over TikTok because it's making so much money, right? And it's giving out so much money. And they want to try to put a lock in on that because whoever holds the has the most control is the one on top. Right now, as far as overall, YouTube is on the top. Remember, I told you they was in the process of changing this algorithm, and it just brought that plan back in October 19th, 2024. So all this is starting to really line up as to what's really going on. Now, in saying that, a huge wave is about to hit YouTube. Why? Because for those that, if you look at YouTube versus Instagram and Facebook, YouTube automatically is on the top of the scale, but it ain't on the top of the scale when it comes to those shorts. Paying people, their rules and their regulations for getting paid on shorts is you have to have 3 million views, right? This is and because their system is set up to when I'm talking about YouTube to get your content out to your subscribers first before it sends it out into the masses. This is where it's going to be very important for people to have a lot of subscribers. So those messages you was getting in the past on subscribers don't matter because of what's going on now. Subscribers really does matter because the look of and it's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a look, an upfront look to make it seem like a lot of these people that now that going to be on YouTube have a lot of subscribers. And unfortunately, YouTube is based behind a lot of social proofing. So people tend to think that if you got a lot of subscribers, then you got a lot of knowledge. So for the ones that are coming over from TikTok, they're going to automatically the ones that know what's up because they know how kind of this industry work, right? They're going to the ones that been there for TikTok for a minute, they're going to now rush over to YouTube to learn as much as they can that to update them, especially if they have not been on the YouTube platform for a minute. Hence the reason why y'all starting to see a lot of demonetized videos because a lot of people, not because YouTube banned them for doing something in particular, they just abandoned their channel, right? And they went over to YouTube, they went over to TikTok and other platforms to try to build up their platform. But now they're losing a huge source of income. So they're coming back. Not only are they just going to come back to YouTube, they're also going to try to go back to Facebook and Instagram. Pay attention to the news, y'all. Everything is there in front of y'all face. If you don't believe me, just Google it. Who owns YouTube? Google. Right. But just Google it. It's out there for y'all to see. You just have to start realizing what is actually happening. And it's not like this is new news. No, what it is it's just a lot of people was letting it go, having a blind eye to it because they just didn't want to believe it. But now it's here, y'all. Now is going to get banned. And a lot of people are still trying to hold out hope that maybe Trump will pull out a card for them. But I'm thinking Trump just used y'all to get inside his seat for president. So what better way to do it is to act like he was on board for keeping the TikTok going, because a lot of people were reliant on that money. Well, guess what, y'all? Y'all probably have been fooled, and that is not going to happen. And TikTok is about to get shut down. So what's going to happen moving forward? So small content creators, what's going to happen is a lot of those content creators that's over there on TikTok that uses short form, not long form videos, is going to flood over here and start trying to do their videos over here in the hopes that they get paid. But whoops, they're going to run into an issue. One, they might have the subscribers, but they're not going to have the watch time, right? So they're going to have to get watch time hours, and they're going to have to get crafty as to why you're seeing a lot of my channel has been demonetized, because they want you to look so they can get watch time hours. But what is actually happening is while they're throwing all these clickbait lies on this platform, is pulling the attention away from small content creators such as me and you as ourselves, and it's going towards them because the look like, whoa, they got a lot of people that is following them. And so for some reason here on YouTube, people seem to think a lot of people mean a lot of knowledge, but necessarily does not mean that. It's the ones that were on this platform and getting it from the mud, trying to learn this system that have the knowledge. The other people just feeding you a whole bunch of crap and making you think one thing when really it isn't, right? But here's the thing, this is where this trend is about to take off, and take off something serious, y'all. I mean, something serious. Because a lot of people that's coming onto this platform ain't gonna know how this platform works. So they're going to go looking for that information to help them. But they're also bringing behind them a lot of content over there with TikTok. Now, just like Facebook, look at the news, have gotten wise, and they're trying to put they trying to put things in plan so that way it won't hurt them when people trying to come over. I'm quite sure YouTube eventually will do the same, but right now they have a little bit of harder stipulations than other people. And so what's going to happen is when these YouTubers come on here, I mean the TikTokers come onto YouTube, they're going to find out that they can't use a lot of their material. Why? That watermark. Okay, back a couple of years ago when they first started implementing that watermark on the TikTok's videos, they were allowing, YouTube was allowing, because they were saying, hey, integrate it. They would either they knew and they was trying to get as many on here as possible. So they was like, let's merge. Y'all can merge our videos on ours, or they were learning of it and let me hurry up and get as many people over here before we can't get nobody over here. But that watermark is what's going to hurt a lot of those TikTokers, because TikTok watermark their video. So whenever you make a video on TikTok, they put a watermark on there to say this is ours. And yet you cannot use this and get paid for it on another platform. So when those people think they're going to just dump their videos over here or try to push it over on YouTube and they have that TikTok watermark on there, guess what? You're not going to get paid for it. The second problem is because YouTube, TikTok is set up more like for dancing and music and all that. They attract people by music, right? Remember, TikTok used to be Musically, right? So they allow different things to happen and still be paid for because their foundation that they're built on is music. Well, it's a little bit different here on YouTube, right? And we all know whoever have gotten a copyright claim, if you play music on your shorts, you will not get paid for them, right? So you better get real crafty. And even sometimes, if it's the music that they approve, you still won't get paid for it because of content ID. Um, I got one. I don't have too many shorts, but I think I got like two copyright claims. It doesn't affect your channel, and it's not a strike, so it's not going to shut you down. But on those particular videos, I'm not going to get paid. But right. But when it comes to shorts, I'm not really into shorts, so I don't do shorts. I use shorts to introduce my long form videos. So it really doesn't matter to me on that. Now, but with the fluctuation of people that's coming on here, do you not think they're going to implement changes on what's going on? If you haven't noticed, a lot of large platforms, while the smaller platforms are really focused on trying to build their channels, the larger platforms are focused on live videos. Remember in a previous video what I told you what was getting ready to be popping in 2005 with the lives and the vlogging? Right, here it comes, y'all. Because if they can't get paid on those shorts, and they really don't understand the system, and they are not comedians to give you entertainment, what do you think these people are going to do? Correct. They're going to vlog their lives. And a lot of them have some pretty good lifestyles because of the pays that they were getting from TikTok. So people are going to, they're going to try to fit in. Remember, I told you either you're going to conform, you're going to either accept it, conform, or get up out of it, right? And people are going to have to conform to what's going on. But as we all know, that little method everybody being thrown around YouTube ain't easy. I don't give a darn how many years you got into the game of social media. You're not going to do this with YouTube. YouTube is a little bit different, a different animal, right? But a lot of them do not understand that, and they're buying and seeing all these lies and thinking that it's going to work for them, right? And it's not. So that would probably explain the push to make small content creators look like they have a lot of subscribers when or to get a lot of subscribers before this mad rush came over, because a lot of content creators possibly will get lost in the sauce if they don't have very informational videos on how this system actually works, right? You'll notice a lot of my content is actually talking about YouTube outside of my commentary skits. So I advise y'all to get very wise on how YouTube works and stop being in the blind and look what they're putting before your eyes. Even Mark Zipperman. I don't know if sometimes I be Zipperman, the way I be pronouncing his name wrong. Because y'all know that I can jack up somebody's name. But Mark from YouTube and Metaverse, he even dropped some of his stipulations as far as fact checking, because a lot of the fact checking that they got going on for the people that were going to be coming over there from TikTok, it will not merge correctly with their systems, and they will end up banning a lot of people from actually becoming profitable on their platform, which will then push people over to either Instagram or YouTube. But YouTube also has some issues when it comes to certain things that make TikTok famous that will not resonate well here with YouTube. And one being that music. That music is going to get a lot of people when it comes to to YouTube. They're gonna think, oh, they're gonna be getting all these massive checks from YouTube, and then they're gonna find out they're not gonna get paid for the content. So that therefore they're gonna have to either learn this system extremely fast, right? I mean, they're gonna have to become information dump junkies in order to make this work if they already wasn't on a platform. And a lot of people put a lot of their trust in just one platform versus diversifying their material so that if one shut down, you still had another one as a backup. But make no bones about it, YouTube is the top, right? And so that wave is getting ready to push a lot of content creators over here with a huge following. So on the looks, the upfront looks, it's gonna look like, ooh, they know a lot, right? They got a lot of people because they obviously they got a lot of subscribers. A lot of people are listening to them. For the ones that aren't fully aware on what's going on, no, they're just bringing those people over from a different platform. But guess what? They might look like they got a lot of subscribers, but they're still not monetized because they ain't got them watch hours. And we know how them watch hours work, right? So now you're finding a larger platforms that already been on YouTube are starting to do daily lives, right? Now I end up doing daily lives because I noticed when I went on to lives, this was before I was putting everything together, right? I was doing daily lives because, and I'm still there, because I started noticing the more daily lives I got, the more views I got, and the more subscribers I got, right? So, but for the larger platforms that's not really concerned about subscribers more so than that watch hour because they need people to watch them, you can accumulate a lot of watch hours through lives. So lives are going to be very important. And what's going to happen on those lives, you ask? Let me tell you. Those lives are going to now be lives versus vlogging. People are going to start showing you these elaborate lifestyles they have. Right now, it's trending on YouTube that I'm living in government assistance and housing and stuff like that, right? Because people are tapped into people's emotions and stuff. The emotional side is being pulled for YouTube. But when all those people come on the YouTube platform, it ain't about emotions no more. What it's going to be about is what the almighty dollar can provide, right? And so those people, the business side of those of that industry, are gonna know to come over here and try to get the people to watch them because of what they have. And if you don't have that lifestyle, and I do not suggest that you go out and act like you do and get yourself in debt just to say you're getting a check. No, don't do that. Right? Do not be so eager to try to fit in, because a lot of these people are going to find out that some things are not going to resonate with YouTube unless YouTube change their rules. But because YouTube is the top, I highly doubt that at this point, right? Because it's all about money and who has the most control over it, right? AI and the algorithm system of today is all about who has the most control, and that's what's happening with TikTok. The US want to have control over TikTok. That's all it boils down to, right? But who is getting affected is the content creators that relied on dumping information into their systems. Same thing that we're doing here over on YouTube. So beware and be wise and learn all that you can for what's getting ready to happen. I remember I told y'all how to how to handle your channel once you caught a wave, how to ride the wave. Well, guess what, y'all? It's a tsunami getting ready to hit YouTube in the up and coming weeks. You better be on board. You better have yourself set up right. You better have the right material on here that people will come to. All right, so people who starting back doing their vlogging, guess what? They made a smart move when they did that. Because a lot of these people aren't gonna be able to dance in front of it and make money. You can dance all you want to, as long as you ain't trying to make no money, right? But if you trying to make money, you're gonna be dancing to no music, right? Unless you do it the proper way. And legally, you cannot remove that watermark from your TikTok videos and put on YouTube. If you do, you're gonna find yourself in even more trouble, because TikTok ain't going nowhere. TikTok is still here to stay, just not in the US of A. So TikTok will be all over the world, right? So when they see their material being used on a US based platform that banned them, what do you think they're going to do? Let's use our head, people. Do not get caught up in this foolishness and it backfire and hurt you, because they got their behind covered. You need to have yours. And also, you need to have yourself positioned so that way you can take advantage of what's getting ready to happen. All right. So, well, as always, be your brothers and sisters keeper. Keep God first. And toodles.